Hey there, and thanks for joining me. My name is David Dion. I am a real estate agent, team leader here in Arizona, and I want to help real estate agents and anybody else promote their businesses online. One way to do that is to learn how to build websites, and I want to show you simple ways to do that. In today's lesson, we are going to be going over headers, global headers. And this right here is an example of a header on a website. And this right here is an example of a header on a website. So I'm going to keep the concept simple. All we're going to do is add two logos and maybe some text and maybe a menu. I don't know yet. We'll get to that when we get to it. So let's get started. In my back office of the best site builder, I am going to enter the Cheetah Builder. Once I enter the Cheetah Builder, I am going to create a new website. And I'm only going to create this website once for all of this series of videos. I'm going to be using this as my demo site, test demo for real estate is what I'll name it. I'll also put in a description and I'll put that in there. And I tend to like to start with a blank template, although in a future video, I will show you how to actually use a template and a smart template. But I'm going to start with a blank template. As soon as I do that, it opens up the back office for this website. Basically, these are the pages in the website. So you'll see it created a single page. It created the home page for this website. We're not even going to click in there right now. We want to set up a global header. And right here is where I do that. So I'm going to click on headers and I'm going to click create new header and I'm going to call it main site header. You might actually have multiple headers in your same website. There might be times where you want to have a different logo or a different menu or a different message up in your header. So you can have multiple headers on your same website. Also, you may have a different header for mobile and desktop. And I'm going to show you how I change those too. So I'm going to click save. And there it is right there. It says main site header. I'm going to click edit header. I let it load. And pretty much I just start with a blank page. If you remember in my last video, I talked about panels and elements. So panels are sections of the website. Elements are things you put on the panels. So in this case, we have nothing here. This is blank. I want you to think of this as blank space. I'm going to click add panels and I'm going to add a blank panel. And now you can see it right here. Okay. Headers are usually shorter, so I'm going to shorten the height a little bit. I'm also going to delete this text box because I don't need it right now. And actually for this example, well, I have to add an element. Give me 1 second. I just come over here. I click element, and I click add text. And I'm just going to grab this text right here, and I'm going to drag it over. So everything in here is drag and drop. And the only reason I did that was to remove that message right there. Also, for this example, I'm going to open this up a little bit. You probably would never have a header that big, but I just want to show you a couple things. So I want to add an image to my header because a lot of times logos are on your header. So I want to add an image there and I want to add an image there. So I'm going to click add and you'll see now it's elements. So we added a panel. Now we want to add an element. I'm going to close this because this was opened up for the text and I'm going to scroll down until I find image. I'm going to click on image and there's different layouts for images. There's a shadow image. If your image is vertical, it'll format a certain way. Horizontal, it'll format a certain way. And then this is like a little pop-out image. I am just going to click horizontal and I am not just going to click it. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag it over. And now you can see that this panel is lit up. So I'm going to drag it over and drop it wherever I want. And I can move it later. I'm going to do that again and I'm going to drag it here. Don't worry about the size of the images because they will be adjusted and adjustable when you upload your image, right? So now to edit the image, Because what it does is it puts a default image in there for you, just so you see where it sits on the site. You just click on it, and there's a little edit element button right there. I'm going to click that. Depending on the size of the screen you're working on, there may be a menu that pops up here, like an edit menu that pops up. I tend to like working with this side menu that pops out. It's totally preference. They both work exactly the same. So I'm going to click edit element. And now I confirm that it says image here. And then there's all these things I can actually do. But we're going to keep it simple right now. I'm just going to click on general settings. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on change image. As soon as I click on that, my library opens up. So these are all the images that I have loaded in my back office that I can use. If you don't see the image you want to use here and it's on your computer, you just select file and then you can find it on your website. And I'm just going to bring this over just for example purposes. And once it's loaded up, it'll be right there. Okay. I'm also at some point in the future going to show you some best practices. So the smaller the file size is on an image, anywhere on your website, the better your website will perform. So I'm going to show you some best practices in a future video. I'm going to take note of that right now. And I want to be sure that when you build your websites, you're doing everything you can in an easy manner to have your sites liked by the search engines and by the consumer. So now if I want to use this image, I just click on it. And then right down here at the bottom, you save. And there's the image right there. Okay. You'll also notice there's sizing handles. So I can grab it like that and I can do this, right? So I could just grab that image. I could resize it anywhere I want. And that's that. I could also position it anywhere I want. So for this, I'm going to put it right there. Now I can click on the other image. I can click edit. And now the editor, I was actually clicked on the text. So you always want to make sure you're editing the right thing. I want to click on the image and I want to click on the edit button. And there, I'm on image and edit. And I'm going to click on general settings again. One last thing. Notice there's an alt tag in title SEO. This is good practice to put in an alt tag. An alt tag should be what the image is about. Let's just pretend the image did not display for some reason. If there's an error, the alt tag would display. So here I might have put in Builderall for real estate. That way something would appear there. In title for SEO, search engines look at your image names and titles. So you want to put in something search engine friendly there. So if you were building a website on Arizona real estate, you might want to type in Arizona real estate there. So I hope that simple best practice makes sense for now. I'm going to hit change image and I'm going to scroll down and I'm just going to grab this image right here and I'm going to click save and there it is. And now I can resize it. Okay. One other thing to point out, see these menu bars, right? See this blue box right there? And see this little thin blue line and this little thin blue line? Typically, you want to stay inside those blue lines. Those blue lines are there as site borders. So depending on the screen that the viewer is on, it resizes the website. And if you go outside of those and the user has a really bad resolution or stuff on their screen, your stuff may actually fall outside of the site that they see, outside of the window. So it's just good practices to stay inside these blue lines. Now for this text, you can just double click on this text and then you can edit the text. So right here, I could put in my name, right? I could put in my phone number. I could even put in my address, right? My email address if I want. And then I can just clean that up a little bit and I can look at that and I can say, okay, I might bring it down here for a second. I might resize the box a little bit. I also might resize and reformat the text. I can do that by clicking in the box, coming up to the editor, and I could make it heading 3 or heading 4. This will actually make more sense around video number 5. It's where I'm going to show you how to edit the master text settings that will take place throughout your whole site. This is not necessarily a banner that I would create for a website, but I just wanted to show you the basics. One last thing is I'm going to click on the panel and I'm going to click on edit. And now you can see it says panel, and these are all the things I can edit in the panel. The one thing I want to edit is the background settings, because I can change the colors. So I could either have a solid color or a gradient color, right? I'm going to choose a solid color 99% of the time. And in this case, I'm going to make it white. So I just drag it up there and you can see it became white. If I wanted it red, I could go over here. If I wanted it blue, I could go over here. If I wanted it purple. So there's a sort of a primary colors bar down here that chooses the major color group. And then there's this where you can select exact colors. And there's also this bar right here that does transparency. And that will come into play a little bit later. A lot of times I like clean sites. I like my banners, my headers white. And I'm just going to now hit save, right? So there's my header. I'm going to click save. That's fine. And I could actually close this now, and I want to leave. Now, I actually hit the wrong button. I have to go back into my editor. I didn't need to go back all the way out, but now my site is right here. At some point, we'll publish it, but when I click on edit site, I want to show you how you use these headers. Is right here. Oops, hit the wrong button. You may have multiple pages on your website. You just click right here, the three dot drop down. You click on settings, scroll down, and here's header settings. And you can choose, if you have multiple headers, you just choose the name of the header that you want for both desktop and mobile, which brings up one more point. I need to show you how to format on mobile, and I'm going to do that right now. I know the video is going a little bit long, but I do want to show you. I'm going to show you how to mobile optimize your sites also a little bit later. But right here, I want to just click on headers again. I want to edit this header. This is a good time to show you this, that everything you build has different layouts. This is the desktop layout. This is the tablet layout, and this is mobile layout. I'm going to click on mobile. This shows you the view and allows you to edit it. And right now, that's what it will look like on mobile. I don't think it's that bad, but I want to click on one of the elements and I want to click on edit. And there's a lot of things you can do on this, including lateral spacing. This is how you can resize any element, and it will make sense later because we will do this a little bit later. But look, I can bring it in left and right, and I can just reduce the size of it just like that. I could actually add space to the top of it. I could add space below it. And that's one way to resize things. Also, the other thing is repositioning things. Items or elements. If I wanted this in the middle of these two logos, I could click right on it. And when you click on it, actually, okay, I had a little delay there. When you click on it, these little arrows pop up. This is how you move elements on a panel. So I can click it and just move it around. So those are two basic things for editing in mobile. And we will be touching on that a lot more, but I thought this was a good time to just show it to you. Keep this video as short as possible, but still show you something important. So now to save it, you always go back to desktop. They're independent of each other. The edits you make on mobile do not affect desktop. Hit save. And now that global element is saved for both desktop and mobile. Thanks, guys. Name's Dave Dion. I am a realtor in Arizona. I run the Valley Solutions team, but also I am going to help you with Builderall for real estate, where you can access all of the tools at www.thebestsitebuilder.com. Also find me on YouTube at Builderall for real estate. As soon as I have enough followers, that's how you'll find me here. As well as I have a Builderall for real estate Facebook page and a Builderall for Real Estate private Facebook group. I am going to be doing these videos all the time to help you take control of your marketing and real estate business. Take care and have a great day.